2025 is starting a little slow for new cozy games, but we've still got some exciting January releases coming our way. Hi cozy gamers, I'm Ellie and welcome back to the Cozy Gaming Club where we love talking about all the cozy games. If you're looking for a new cozy game to help you chase away those January blues, then stick around as we talk about all of the new cozy games coming this month. But first, this video was kindly sponsored by Polyarc with their games Moss and Moss Book 2. In case you haven't heard of this adventure series before, you play as an adorable little mouse called Quill. After her uncle is kidnapped, she sets out on a quest to save him, and finds herself travelling through a beautiful VR world made up of sprawling woodlands, dark caverns, and curious ruins to explore. As well as controlling Quill, you'll also play as the Reader, a ghostly figure who can manipulate the world around Quill to help them progress. If you received a VR headset for Christmas, or are just looking for a new cozy VR game, then this multi-award-winning puzzle adventure series is definitely worth it. And both Moss and Moss 2 are currently on sale for 30% off in the Meta Holiday Sale. Moving into our January releases, let's get started with Chocolate Factory Simulator. There are so many new simulation games coming out at the moment, and while we're waiting for Haunted Chocolatier to release, why not start your chocolate-making empire with this game from the publishers behind House Flipper? In Chocolate Factory Simulator, you'll be responsible for organising and running every part of your chocolate factory. From choosing the flavours to mixing and making the chocolate, designing your shapes, creating the packaging, and shipping it out to your customers. When their order comes in, you can get to work with the help of your robot assistant Nougat, who will give you helpful tips along the way. Chocolate Factory Simulator will be launching on January 7th on PC if you want to start your own Willy Wonka chocolate factory. I am not sure where I sit on the RPG's cozy scale, but this one seems focused on fishing, so for those of you who don't mind a little bit of difficulty in your cozy games, you may want to check out Sea Fantasy. Play as two men heading out to fish on the sea, only to discover that the world is ending and you may be able to save it. By fishing! In this game, fishing is combat, and you use your rod to weaken your catch and reel them in for resources. Take to the seas with your little boat, exploring the various islands you encounter and fishing to your heart's content when Sea Fantasy launches on PC on January 7th. We have another January 7th release up next, and this game is Check Out Cashier Simulator. Step into the shoes of a supermarket cashier in this cute and realistic supermarket sim. Man the checkout counter, scanning items and carefully packing them into your customer's paper bag to make sure that everything fits. Check out as many customers as you can in the time limit, and the faster you complete a checkout, the more points you earn, with bonus points for grouping items of a similar type together, just like in real life. I love playing mindless games like TCG Card Shop Sim or Pixel Cafe as a way to wind down after a busy day at work, and this looks like another one to add to my list. I almost missed this next one because they only announced their launch date on New Year's Day, but this time travel romance is going to launch on January 9th. In Reviver, you travel through time to bring together the two protagonists, Felicia and Carlos. Have you heard of the butterfly effect? Well, in this game, you'll be making small, sometimes seemingly irrelevant changes that can have a huge impact on their lives. Follow Felicia and Carlos throughout their life, jumping backward and forward through time to make changes and see the impact of your choices. Almost everything in this game can be clicked on or interacted with, and many of them bring with them puzzles and mini-games to keep things interesting. The theme and art style of this game remind me a lot of When the Past was around, which I really enjoyed, so if Reviver is half as heartfelt or moving as that game was, I think it'll definitely be worth playing. Originally supposed to launch in October last year, wow, it feels weird saying that, Dreaming Isles was postponed after receiving a ton of feedback during Steam Next Fest, and now is due to launch on January 13th. Dreaming Isles is another sea exploration game, but with more of a focus on farming. After washing up on an abandoned island, you find a rundown farm and decide to revitalize it. Get to work in the fields and use the crops you grow to trade with the other islands in return for money and some reputation. As you can probably guess, you're not landlocked in this farming sim and can take to the seven seas on your ship, discovering the pirates and global trade who roam and feud there. Dreaming Isle seems to be packed full of content with plenty of islands to visit, 8 romanceable characters, magic, pets, sea combat, a card minigame, and more to enjoy when it releases on January 13th on PC. Our next game is a survival-esque game, but it can be played solo or in co-op with up to 8 friends. Aloft is a feel-good cozy survival game set in the clouds, where you can transform any island of your choice into a flying home and explore the vast skies. Build a base you can be proud of and sail it across the sky. Just watch out for that giant hurricane at the center of your skyscape. But you can put that wind to good use by harnessing it to automate your machines and production for your farm and livestock, speed up your crafting, and increase your flying speed. Besides the huge hurricane, there's also another threat in Aloft that comes from a viral corruption that's spreading and threatening to devour all other life. You'll need to root it out by uncovering lost knowledge and brewing powerful antidotes to restore balance to the airborne ecosystem, when Aloft launches on the 15th of January on PC in early access. Completing museums is one of my favourite parts of cozy games. I just love trying to find and collect everything I can, and in this game, collecting artifacts is the main focus. Museum number 9 is kind of like Moonlighter or Cuisineer, but instead of running a shop or restaurant, you are the creator of an old world museum, tasked with collecting and documenting the relics of a long-lost world. Carefully lay out your museum to maximize visitor happiness and revenue, and fill it with relics you've discovered. The old world is a dungeon filled with monsters, hidden passageways, and most importantly, artifacts for you to collect. Brave these dark caves and bring these artifacts home to clean and repair them before putting them on display and starting the whole cycle again. I've been waiting for this one for a while, so I'm excited to see it's going to launch on the 17th of January on PC. If you're looking for a reimagined or modernized Viva Piñata, then you may be interested in this next game, which is launching on January 17th. Skystead Ranch is a colourful creature collector where you transform a desolate floating island in the sky into a creature sanctuary. Bring the garden back to life, and the more you grow and care for your island, the more creatures will be drawn there. These adorable critters are called skylets, and over time you'll be able to get to know them, making notes of their preferences and recording information about them in your notebook. Can you find them all and convince them to stay on your island? Sadly, Bordertown was supposed to launch in December, but was delayed due to an issue with Steam. But now this open-world Sandbox RPG will be launching into early access on PC on January 23rd. This definitely looks more challenging than your typical cozy farming game, because in Bordertown, your once peaceful village is the main focus for an orc army. As the only member of your village that hasn't run away in fear, you decide to make a stand in the hopes of returning Bordertown to its former glory. Explore an open world, collecting resources to rebuild a town that villagers will want to move back to. Each villager has a unique profession that you can put to work gathering resources, farming, and looking after the town while you're away exploring. Bordertown is also made completely by a solo dev, so if you want to support them, make sure to check it out when it launches on January 23rd. If you've ever dreamt of becoming an author, then this next game may be for you. Plot Twist is a management simulation game where you take on the role of an ambitious author writing bestsellers, earning fans, and shaping the future of literature. Choose between genres, plots, publishers, and more in the hopes of receiving a positive review when Plot Twist launches on January 24th. We were just talking about Cuisineer earlier, and this restaurant roguelite game first launched on PC back in November 2023. But it is now coming to consoles on the 28th of January. In Cuisineer, you play as Pom, who has just returned home to discover that their parents have disappeared, their restaurant is closed, and they owe a lot of money. So it falls to you to get your parents' restaurant up and running again and pay off their debt in typical cozy game fashion. It's a good thing you're an adventurer because ingredients are not cheap. Instead, you'll need to head out into the wilds and wield your cooking utensils to defeat the enemies there, and collect the best ingredients so you can return home and cook up a delicious feast. The NPCs, and also the enemies in this game, look so cool, and the food looks delicious. I wish I could eat it myself, and it's nice to see such a wide range of cuisines with the cooking too. Cuisineer will be launching on Switch, Xbox Series, and PlayStation 5 on January 28th. Our next game gives me huge Skyrim vibes, but with a twist. You can time travel. In the End of the Sun, you play as a sage sorcerer, gifted with the ability to travel in time. While traveling through a fantasy Slavic world, you come across a small village, where the line between myth and reality begins to fade with catastrophic results. Teleport to 4 different time periods as you begin to piece together what's happening to this quaint village and see if you can fix it. Try to set the path of time back on track, but remember that time travel has consequences, and some things you change in the past may have an impact on the other timelines. I am so intrigued by this game. The art style is amazing and so realistic, which is no surprise as the devs use grammetry, I hope I'm saying that right, to scan real-life objects and recreate them in the game. And I want to know the mystery at the heart of this game. If you do too, The End of the Sun will be launching on January 29th on PC. Embark on an adventure with Hello Kitty and your favourite Sanrio characters to restore an abandoned island to its former glory. This game looks like the perfect Animal Crossing alternative. It is super cute and is packed full of over 40 familiar faces to meet and befriend, each of which will offer benefits to improve life on the island. Get to work completing quests for your friends, and by exploring the huge open world, you'll be able to find more villagers to come and join you. Between mysteries to solve, cooking, fishing, decorating, and all the islanders to find, I can really see myself pouring hours of my life into this game, and I cannot wait to get started. This is probably the game I am most excited for this month, now just to choose whether I'll be playing it on PC, PlayStation, or Nintendo Switch. If you're looking for a new party game to play with your friends, then this colourful cat platformer may be the perfect new game to add to your collection. In Jumping Jazz Cats, up to 9 players online and 4 players in local split-screen co-op can get up to mischief parkouring their way around a fancy mansion. Once your owners are safely out of sight, you and your friends can get up to utter chaos as you play through a series of minigames to find out which cat will be crowned victor. This game can also be played in solo, but it definitely shines through best when played with friends. And did I mention that you can even design your own cat? Jumping Jazz Cats launches on the 30th of January, and it's a Team 17 title, so I've got high hopes for this one. Did any of these January releases tickle your fancy? Let me know down in the comments, and while you're down there, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more cozy gaming content. I hope to see you next time. Bye!